Well, I am curious whether or not this is working or not. Wow, looks like it is working. Is it smooth? Is it clear? What's my mic volume at? Sweet. Well, cool. Hey guys, how's it going? And I can even see comments. Cool. And I'm blue like a Smurf. Better not be blue like a Smurf. Oh, I am very pale though. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. You may be experiencing buffering. Well, that's annoying. So essentially, I live way out in Podunk, and I live out in the middle of like nowhere in Southwest Washington. And because of that, technology has not quite come out to where I live. So I'm currently using my phone as a hotspot just to test this thing out and see if it works. And yeah, I'm super pale. Like I look like I belong on Twilight or some crap like that. Gonna fix that for next time for sure. But yeah. So this is cool. Right on. So even though my voice... somebody just called me a fag. Huh, that's cool. Hey, GA Boy 4L. Whatever. Oh, I have like a legit like studio set up right here right now. Like I've got lights, I've got lighting, all that stuff. It's actually my broadcast software that changed my color a little bit, unfortunately, because I got too close and had it all reset here. So I'm actually going to see if I can change that and fix that really quick. The other downside is that it's also it's a 4K camera, and there's a lot of like extra settings and stuff I had to do for it. Wow, did that work? Did it work? Am I not So this is not apparently the most effective and wonderful way to do a live stream show here with this with using my phone as a hotspot. Cool, super chat icon is there. Too brown now? Hey, I'm not that pale. You guys have seen me like doing my live streams. Orange Man Good. Oh, come on. You guys are hurtful. It's like no, it's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. Thanks for doxing the people that are supposedly on your side. All right, GA boy, let's do this. Let's have a conversation. Tell me how I have doxed anybody that is supposedly on my side. Go ahead. I'll wait. Yeah. Yep. We'll wait. I know there's a big lag between you guys commenting and me talking, but looking orange? It's not orange. Might be the light bulbs. I don't know. Isn't that what Trump said? Trump said that the incandescent lights made him look orange. So yeah, who have I doxed? Salem last weekend. I doxed somebody in Salem. I don't remember like calling out anybody's name or anything like that at all. I filmed, and if filming people is doxing them now, I guess that's stupid. But whatever. You can think stupid things. I'm a cloud chaser. What is a cloud chaser? Oh, this is going to be fun. I like this. This is fairly awesome. I can see. I mean, even though like when I'm looking at everybody's comments, like I'm not really looking at you guys, but whatever. It's close enough. Clout. Oh, I do this for clout? I've been doing this for 5 years, son, and I have yet to ever like look for clout. Little cutie. What do you mean I'm looking for clout? I am probably the only one who does this thing that's not looking for clout, who's not trying to get on Tucker, who's like not trying to go out there and get famous by getting my head kicked in. What an idiot. You must be new, Cupcake. You must be new. That's fine. You can accuse me of all sorts of stuff if you want to, but the simple fact that I go out and I film and I show people like what's happening and what's going on, that's not looking for clout. Doesn't mean I'm good at it. Oh, come on, pumpkin. What do you mean I'm not good at it? What am I not good at? Am I not good at going out and infiltrating Antifa and filming them do stupid stuff? Like, is that what I'm not good at? Jeez. What am I not good at? I'm not good at this right here, what I'm doing right now at the moment, because this is the first time. So like, don't be hating. Like I showed the world things that Antifa did down in downtown Portland during the riots and stuff that nobody saw because everybody else was way too scared to do it. That's not a clout thing either, by the way. That's a exposing the truth thing. That's why I started doing this 6 years ago, was for that. Yeah, and if I'm doing this for clout, thank you. I'm glad you guys like my commentaries. Because, like if I was doing this for clout, I wouldn't go film like 6 people waving flags and hang out and chat with you guys for hours. Or I wouldn't go up to Olympia like I did on Saturday and just BS for how long? I BS'd for, I think it was an hour and a half, just sitting there talking to people. F YouTube. Do you think the turnout this weekend in Olympia will be another disappointment as far as numbers and attendance? Honestly, no. I think it's going to be some people showing up, mainly because of the groups that are coming. There's a big Second Amendment rally, and I'm pretty sure that one's being held by the Threepers, and they're usually pretty good at getting the word out and getting people out there. And then there's a it's a Open Up the State, and that I'm pretty sure that one is being held down at Heritage Park. Now I really wish that everybody would just kind of come together and actually get numbers, because you can have the same thing. Like the Second Amendment is like incredibly under attack in this state right now. In Washington State, they're actually trying to make open carry a felony, and Washington is an open carry state. And just so you guys know, like there's a lot of, I see a lot more comments right now, and I fixed a setting, which actually somehow was hiding a whole bunch of people's comments automatically. I had no idea. My moderators told me about it yesterday, and so I went in, I dug into it, and I fixed it, hopefully. So far, the only comment that has come up that has said that it was hiding for review was the gay boy, whatever his name is, calling me a fag. So I mean, I still hid that one. But so yeah, so that's why, unfortunately, I guess I've been missing a lot of comments and not really been talking to a lot of people that have been trying to talk to me. And I apologize for that. And that is fixed. That was a setting that YouTube put on there and I did not. So since there's a lot more comments and stuff coming up, the best way for me to see them is like if you're asking a question and you really want to know the answer to, shoot me a super chat. I mean, it's really the best way to do it. That way it'll like highlight it and it'll stay there for a while. So I'll see it. But let me look here really quick. Somebody asked what a threeper is. So a threeper is a 3%er. It's a group of people. It's essentially it's a group. I won't call them a militia. They're not really a militia. They're more just like a bunch of constitutional loving preppers and very, very big on the Second Amendment. They don't really do militia style stuff. I mean, it really depends on what part of the country you're at, depends on really what they do or not. So yeah, but I've never met a threeper I didn't like. I'll put it that way. They're just a bunch of freedom loving guys. Most of them are vets. Some of them don't like being called, the names that get attached to people who like to protect freedom and so on. So they kind of just stay in the shadows a little bit. Yeah, threepers are usually good guys. So as for Olympia, I hope and pray that there's a ton of people that come out because there's some really big things that these guys are coming out for. There's like 3 or 4 different events being held. There's 2 main ones and then there's a couple small ones. And they're all happening around 2-ish on Saturday. And then there's a flag wave that's usually going on around noon, which when I got there at 12:30, they left. They were leaving as I pulled in. Hence why I walked around and showed you guys a fountain for an hour. Good times. Jesus, yes, the highlight does help grab my attention. So yeah, you guys can do that. Now, if it gets too nuts, I mean, do your thing. But yeah, that does get my attention. So that works as well. Do I think that the 2-way rally will be family friendly? Yes. I have yet to ever see any leftists show up to a Second Amendment rally. In Olympia anyway. In Seattle, there was a couple Second Amendment rallies that John Brown Gun Club showed up to. But that was really it. No other Antifa or anybody else showed up to that. But yeah, they're usually very, very family friendly. I'm pretty sure that the Open Up Washington rally down at Heritage Park will also be family friendly, mainly because of the people who are putting that on. They usually do a pretty good job. And both events will have security as well. We all know that the State Patrol and Olympia PD aren't going to do anything for, guaranteeing anybody's safety. So there's going to be a lot of people there who will be doing security. Well, that's fun. F YouTube says smash the like button and hit the Liberty Bell, sub and share. And that was held. Probably as a spam comment, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and show that. And that's dumb. Thank you, Shayla. I appreciate it. JS, who are you asking why they act like a giant tampon? Oh, there was some stuff. See, I'm sitting here and I'm like watching and I'm waiting for to see what somebody else has to like ask or has something to say. So I'm just going to stand here and act like I'm buffering. Hannah Jinx, JS is a moron. Also a hidden comment. So unfortunately, I did not let my moderators know that I was going to be doing this, so they're not here to also help show some of these things. So I'll be doing double duty. Are you a Proud Boy dropout? Nope. Nope. And apparently they're gay boy. You're just you're just here to be a douche. So I'm going to say bye. And it's nice seeing you. I mean, granted, the first thing that you said when you came on here was calling me a fag. And then you've just been talking crap the rest of the time. So fortunately, since I do have this time here, I get to just boot you. So peace. Bye. Have a good one, Pumpkin. I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Vaughn Mitchell bought my book and it's being delivered tomorrow. Awesome. Please leave a review on there. There was a lot of people. There's not a lot, but there was a few lefties that going on there and just obviously they didn't read it or anything, and they just put some horrible reviews on it. So if you did get my book, please leave a review. And also, I mean, like actual criticism, like constructive criticism. I want to see that stuff. Like if there's something, if there was something that I could have done better or whatever, please let me know. JS, you'll be the next one booted, but I'll go ahead and answer your question. So does that mean you are a wannabe Proud Boy? Well, son, considering I was on the streets and doing my thing a couple years before the Proud Boys even existed, I would have to say no. I would almost have to go as far as saying that Proud Boys are wannabe common sense conservatives. Yeah. So no, I'm not a wannabe Proud Boy. I have a lot of Proud Boy friends. Yeah. I mean, you could say that I'm friendly with Proud Boys. As a matter of fact, there's this picture of me out there with a bunch of Proud Boys and Roger Stone that hits Twitter as soon as Roger Stone hits the headlines. So, oh, JS, you came back with "Oh no, cry harder, homo." So, bye, princess. Your time is done here as well. Kids these days. No, very little intelligence anymore in this country. It's too bad. So, bye, sweet cheeks. Moving on. How many people think that the cop is charged with the death of George Floyd will be acquitted? I do. I definitely do. I definitely want to see how this ends. I want to see how this goes. And I wish that they would really, just show us everything that happens in the court. I want to hear like the defense and I want to hear the prosecution. I mean, the dude died from a fentanyl overdose. That's just really like what it came down to. And yes, Minneapolis will burn again, and Biden will let it burn because, well, that's how it is. Even though Minneapolis already has National Guard out, so that's different. Is Common Sense Conservative a group I can join? Well, there is a Facebook group out there with Common Sense Conservative on there, but I mean, no, not really. I mean, you can be one. You can get a shirt. I sell them. The Proud Boys should go back to the drinking club. See, F YouTube, I have to disagree with you on that, just because it has only been the Proud Boys and it has only been Patriot Prayer and a couple other groups on the East Coast that have stood up. That has actually like stood up to the fascists, who have actually stood up to the violence, who have actually stood up to the rioters and so on. Like, I mean, I get the negativity. I understand the bad press. Like I distanced myself from the Proud Boys a couple years ago because there were some people that were doing things that I didn't agree with. Since then they have been better and they've done better things and they've kind of got back to their original way of being. So, I would love for even the Proud Boys to kind of get back to where they used to be, where they would stand up for free speech, where they would stand up for people who, would just want to go out there and exercise their freedoms, and then that was awesome. When that was happening, that was amazing. But the bad players should go back to drinking. Yes, I do agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of new people out there. There's a lot of new people coming into the whole Patriot movement, and some of them are causing some problems, but it's because they're so new and they're so amped up, right? There's a lot of people who are just like, oh my gosh, I've been watching this happen for 5 years, and now I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do something. And then they're just so excited and just ready to go. And it's causing a couple problems because they're a little too ready. They're a little too ready for battle instead of like kind of having that discipline and that understanding of kind of how things work. And it's too bad. I'm surprised that Amazon let your book on their site. I heard they're getting rid of all the conservative literature. I am too. I'm really excited. I'm super stoked that they have allowed it on there so long. Now I have an audio book where I sat there and I read it, and made it an audio book, and because I had a whole bunch of people asking me to do that, so I read it because I'm not going to pay somebody else to do it, and I'm a good reader for the most part. And it's still under review. It's been 27 days, so we'll see if that one gets allowed. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long it takes. I heard that Amazon went after Andy No's book today. Pretty sure that's what I heard. Sounded like that anyway. Space Frog, what did the coroner in the Floyd case say that the cause of death was? So the original coroner said that it was not asphyxiation. The paid for coroner said it was. So there's a little bit of a dispute technically on necessarily what the cause of death was. And that's really, that's one of the worst things about it, is that there's so many things out there that we should have answers for, right? There's so many things out there that we should have concrete answers. Pardon me. That we should have concrete answers for. For instance, the Las Vegas shooting. We should know by now what happened, why that happened, who the dude, like the backstory, all that stuff. But it's ignored now. It's gone. Nobody knows anything, and nobody cares. Nobody's talking about it anymore. George Floyd's death. It started out where he was. Everybody just jumped on it that the cop murdered him, even though the cop putting his knee on his neck. I mean, the dude's a big dude. And so they had this knee-jerk reaction, the cop killed him, cop murdered him, and George Floyd was just a peaceful giant. And then the cop footage, the cop cam footage comes out, and George Floyd was not a peaceful giant. George Floyd was very combative, and he was a big dude. And so then the cop, restrained him and so on, and it was very casual. The cop, the cop was just sitting there with his knee on his neck, and it's a very common thing. It happens a lot. I mean, there was a 13-year-old boy that had had a cop sitting there with his knee on his neck. He's fine, but the family is now suing the cop because, we didn't know that was bad. Now we know it's bad, so we're going to sue the cop. Are you kidding me? So yeah, you don't, and it's a very, 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 very common thing. So no, it might be a factor, but the narrative was destroyed by the police footage. Just period. So that's, there's some things with that. I do believe that the cop used excessive force. That when George Floyd lost consciousness, I think the cop should have got up and checked his vitals. So don't get me wrong. I don't think the cop is completely innocent. But I do believe that the cop did not murder him. Excessive force? Yes. Murder? No. There was no intent. You cannot prove intent. And that's something that people are debating now too, is intent. And I'm like, well, you don't really need intent to murder somebody. I'm like, come on. That's in the definition of murder. Homicide, different. Murder, intent. Let's see. How is Andrew Black Rebel doing? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't talked to Andrew in a while. I haven't seen him out. I should probably shoot him a text and see how he is doing. Cops kill more whites than blacks per capita. I think it's pretty close, but I will tell you, Black Lives Matter kills more cops than per capita than anybody. More cops die per capita than anybody else in any other way, especially the last couple of years. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. He was handcuffed. He was in their care at that point. He was calling out that he could not breathe. But see, that's the thing, Space Frog, and that's why I say that the police footage, destroyed that narrative, because he was saying he couldn't breathe when he was in the car, and he was saying he couldn't breathe before he was even in the car. Like, that whole narrative is destroyed by the body cam footage. It was, yeah, that's why I say that whole story just kind of got blown out of the water there. If you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest watching it. Black Rebel's not on YouTube anymore. No, he got completely deleted because of there was one rally that kicked almost everybody off. I got a strike for it, but I didn't get erased. Probably because I contact them way too much when they mess with me. That doesn't change anything. I think it does. But I mean, wonderful thing about this country, we can disagree on things. And the court case will find out on a lot of stuff. If YouTube, you have a wonderful day. And I will definitely see you in Olympia. Hello, Zena from California. You should find a better place to live. Or have a lot of kids. And, you might fix the vote a little bit better. Pedro Garcia, what are your thoughts on Jesus? I believe in Jesus. Yep. Do you think Rittenhouse will beat his case? Yes. I definitely do. He has to. It's 100. I mean, the video that the defense attorneys put together showing the entire timeline, putting all the footage together, showing Rittenhouse's entire timeline. Holy cow. It was amazing. I'm pretty sure I posted it on here as well. So you guys can definitely check that out. But yeah, it's 100% self-defense. Where's the video that got Rebel banned? I don't know. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember which event it was. I'm pretty sure it was an event. It was downtown. My video got taken down too. It gave me a strike. But it was a video that was downtown Vancouver where they marched up to the interstate and did a flag wave. That was the event. There was a lot of rifles there. And YouTube decided to choose that day to accuse everybody of glorifying guns. Oh, it was horrible. Are you going to go find Antifa? Not today. Not today. There was a question I saw. I'll answer the thing about Jesus. Yes, I do talk to Villain, and he's doing good. So about Jesus. So Christianity is a faith thing, right? You believe that Jesus is the Son of God. I believe Jesus is the Son of God. I'm a Christian. Now, what gets me sometimes though is because I can understand people going, I don't believe that. I don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. But what gets me is when people say Jesus never existed. Like Jesus, the man, Jesus of Nazareth, has been proven to existed. Just like Muhammad. Muhammad was proven to be a person, to be alive. And everybody agrees that those two people existed. So, like, I don't really, what gets me is when people try to debate that, when people try to say Jesus didn't ever exist. That's silly. Did Villain move to Florida? No. Well, maybe he might have moved to Florida. He's taking a break and he's just kind of hanging out, taking it easy. He wants to swim with some manatees and some dolphins for a little while. What happened in DC on the 6th and what happened in Chaz when, he took the kid to the hospital, and a lot of other things that he has done, like that he's been involved with and stuff. He's having a tough time. He's having a tough time. He's trying to find himself. And so he's taking a break. He got a settlement for a wreck he was in. And frame rate's dropping. Mine says I'm having an excellent connection now. So I'm pretty stoked right now. But yeah. So he's doing okay. He's doing good. He posts once in a while, but he's just going through a hard time. He's trying to find himself, and I support that. I definitely understand, and I get it. It's been really, really traumatic for a lot of people. There's been a lot of traumatic things that have happened, and yet, guess what, guys? People say that it doesn't even exist still, so that's fun, right? It's hilarious how people can deny that some of these things even exist. It's amazing to me. Let's see. Pig farms are the stinkiest things ever. Yeah, you get used to them. But no, I agree with that. Yeah, that stuff in Chaz, like he saved that kid's life, and I love it. Like I love that I can sit there and go, when people are calling, right wingers fascists and Nazis and racists and so on, I'm like, show me a black kid or black man or woman that a Proud Boy or a Patriot Prayer member or a patriot or a conservative or anybody is killed. Find me one. Find me one of them, and I will find you multiple black men and children that Antifa has murdered. And yet, you still support Antifa. How does that make sense? And I think I know why my video's glitching a little bit, and I think it's because I'm moving too much. But also, Bert Gummer, I'm also using my phone as a hotspot to do this thing, so that could also have a little bit to do with it as well. So, just so you know. Yeah, I'm doing this totally like hillbilly style right now. Like I mean, whatever, it's working. Like I'm impressed. Like I'm super, super impressed that this is going the way it is and as long as it is. Like I'm super stoked. Right? Like so I have like software and I've got lighting and all this good stuff that I'm using for my studio. Like this is all a green screen right here. Sorry I moved. It's making a buffer again, I'm sure. But so yeah, like this is all this is my studio, guys. Welcome to my studio. I would take a picture, but I don't want you guys to laugh at me too much because I'm doing it in my barn. Yeah, my studio's in my barn. I like converted a area in my barn to like I sheetrocked it and I got lights, or professional lights and camera and everything. I used to have an actual studio back in the day, back before I was completely canceled. And then they forgot about me and let me come back. But yeah, back in the day, I used to have a studio and then like an actual like building in town with awesome, amazing internet. And yeah, so, it's pretty cool. Like, I'm pretty stoked, I'll be honest. What camera am I using? Ooh, gosh, man, giving away my secrets. All right, I'll tell you. It is a Logitech 4K webcam. I can tell you, I think, exactly what it is. It is a Logitech Brio 4K camera. And I have it turned down, so it's not spitting out 4K right now, obviously, because I'm trying to keep it, smooth as possible, which is why I'm going to, not move as much. But yeah, so I mean, this is cool though, because since this works, I'm going to like kind of create another thing where I can take calls and maybe have like little conversation stuff. I know there's a lot of Antifa and lefties that watch these, like Space Frog. Bring it on, son. Let's go. Come on, kid. I know you got something to say. I don't even know how old you are, so I might apologize for calling you a kid. I don't know, but you and me, we can do this. So, but I mean, I don't know how much high-speed data I'm going to burn through with this thing. I'll find out. What are your thoughts on the term common sense? Can we really call it common sense when there are more Democrats than Republicans? Yeah, common sense is not so common, even with the right-wingers. It's not. And that's really why I'm trying to that's why I started doing this thing. And it's hilarious because when I first started the Common Sense Conservative, it was a Facebook page, and it was I just made memes. That's all I did was make memes. And, talking to my dad one day, and I was just like, hey, I just wish I could do something. And he's like, well, you're pretty good with Facebook. Maybe create a page and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what would I call it? And he's like, well, I have never met anybody that can talk about politics and our government and so on with as much common sense as you do. And I'm like, thanks. Nice compliment. So then it just automatically came up with the Common Sense Conservative because it didn't exist. And then Trump started saying it, and now everybody uses it. And it's super annoying. He doesn't even like my page. Very upset. Very upset. When I actually made a video when Trump called himself the Common Sense Conservative, this was before I was on the Trump train. I was mad. I was so mad. I made a video making fun of him. I was very, very upset. You stream with the 720 GoPro? Yeah. I don't like GoPros. I really don't. I have two. Just the other day I was talking about how I don't do this to get rich, and it'd be nice to, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd really love to be able to make good money doing this again. But hi, Kyle. Yeah, I'm reading the chat sometimes. On occasion. But yeah, so I use action cams. You get them at Walmart for $20, and they shoot 4K. And but doing what I do and getting in situations that I tend to get into, I don't want my $100 GoPro to go flying away, whereas $30 action cam is a little easier to swallow. Know what I mean? What are your thoughts on oligarchy and the Putin pill? The United States of America is currently in an oligarchy, 100%. Our country is ruled by the financial elites. When you have people who can completely control an election, and they're not even in politics, they're just rich guys, and they can completely manipulate and control an election, we are an oligarchy. 100%. Gun tonic. No, not a new green screen. Not a new one. I've had this for quite some time. I just, I just record because I didn't know I could actually use my phone as a hotspot to live stream. So, yeah. Something new. That part is definitely new. Kyle, I just moved to the Portland area. Thanks for covering the protests and rallies and all else Northwestern nonsense that goes on here. Somebody needs to do the work. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Mm-hmm. I don't know who Forever Corine is. I don't know who that is. Kyle, though, since you're new to Portland, you should come up to Olympia next Saturday. You're close enough. Come up to Olympia and meet some like-minded individuals. Meet some freedom-loving Americans. And fun story, Washington is an open carry state. Currently, they're trying to change that. And, you could even come up and you could carry proudly. You cannot do that in Portland. Nope, you'll go to jail. GH, I'm curious, does a common sense conservative mean that you don't buy into the culture war BS? You bet. Oh my God. Thank you for bringing that up. Holy crap. So cancel culture and all that stuff. Here's the big thing on Dr. Seuss. The biggest thing on Dr. Seuss is the books that they are banning. It's about inclusion. It's about equality. The books that they banned are not racist. There's nothing racist about Dr. Seuss at all. Dr. Seuss's entire motif was to sit there and bring people together and show people that even though you're different, you can be the same because you're still a person. You're still human. Cancel culture is ridiculous. I believe in free speech, 100% free speech. And it's hilarious because Antifa, in their doxing of me, Antifa quotes this little tiny segment of a video I did when I was debating somebody. I was debating a Proud Boy, actually. And he said, the Proud Boy was like, I don't believe in free speech for everybody. And I'm like, well, I do. And again, for those of you who are new to me, try to find me being a hypocrite. Please, I beg of you, try to find me being a hypocrite because I believe in absolutism when it comes to the United States. To the Constitution, I believe in absolutism. I believe in free speech. The right of people to peacefully assemble and speak shall not be infringed. Period. There should be no laws. There should be no hate speech laws. There's no such thing as hate speech. There's no such thing as anything like hate speech. And free speech is so important because it allows stupid people to say stupid things and allows people to have stupid ideas. And it also allows people to combat those ideas and those stupid ideas with better ideas. You know what I mean? Free speech, people canceling people, cancel culture is ridiculous. I don't do boycotts. I don't do boycotts. I still have a Netflix account. I still have a Twitter account. I don't really do much with Twitter because I don't like it very well, but I use it to monitor things and so on. Let's see here. Oh, I misunderstood. So, do you believe that critics of cancel culture have a legitimate point? Or another way, does common sense conservative dismiss QBS? I do dismiss QBS. I actually did a video on Q, and I do not like Q at all. QAnon? I don't even know how to really pronounce it. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't like the conspiracy theory things. It's not common sense. Conspiracy theories are not common sense. They are not. And let me go ahead and tell you, I love doing these things. So let's see. Right now I have, it says I have 65 concurrent viewers, but my chat rate is also 6 and my playbacks are 1108. If you go 11 and then you have the 8 there, and then it has the average watch time is 2 minutes. So 8 plus 2, and then it's 2 minutes and 31 seconds. So you take that 1 and you add it to the 11 on the playbacks. And then that comes back down to divisible by 2, and that's 6. And there you have Dr. Seuss and, somebody else had a baby and whatever. It's ridiculous. What are the goals of common sense conservatives who represent individuals like you in the GOP? Where'd you go? Oh, you took it away. That's too bad. Why don't I like boycotts? I just don't. Like, I think it's I think it's childish. Like, there's other ways that we can solve problems than boycotts. Mainly because of this. You have to get the whole public to be on board with the boycott. You know what I mean? If every conservative got off of Twitter won't care. There's a minority of conservatives on Twitter. So if every conservative bounced off of Twitter today, they'll have a dip in stock and that's it. They'll go right back up again. It's not going to make a difference. Now, if you have everybody angry at, I cannot think of very many feasible ways that boycotts will really work, unless of course you can get the entire public involved. It has to cross party lines. It has to be legitimate. If it's just, a lot of conservatives aren't going to go drink Starbucks anymore. They don't care either. Like, it's just, yeah. If you want to personally, like, I don't like going into Target. I just don't like Target. I think Target's pretentious. It's a pretentious Walmart. People who go to Target go, Walmart, no, thank you. Walmart, I'm too good to shop at Walmart. It's the same stupid store. It's just whiter. It's racist. Let's see. What are the goals of common sense conservatives? Who represents individuals like you in the GOP? Not many. There's not very many conservatives in the GOP. I don't like being called a Republican. I'm a conservative. Conservatives, I think probably the best person that represents conservatives right now in our government is Rand Paul. Rand Paul, I think would be number one. Scott Walker used to be, but he was a governor. Yeah, there's not a lot. There's a lot of Republicans. There's a lot of Republicans out there that just they toe the line. I just don't like them. Like they make too many deals. I've very rarely ever seen Rand Paul make a deal. And if he's ever made a deal, then it was a really good deal. Like, it's his way or the highway. The Freedom Caucus. There we go. I forgot about them. The Freedom Caucus is a really good example of somebody of a group of people who represent conservative values. There's a lot of rhinos. There's a lot of Republicans in name only. John McCain, he's a great example of a Republican in name only. He was, if anything, probably a real Democrat, a real blue dog Democrat. I don't think he was ever a Republican. Romney would be another maybe blue dog Democrat. He's very corporate though, so like he's got that kind of going for him. I am not a libertarian. Don't you dare, James. No, you do not call me a libertarian. No, that is, them's fighting words. Them's are fighting words. Do not call me a libertarian. I'm okay. That's hurtful. How dare you? Libertarians are an oxymoron. Libertarians, they say that they are fiscally conservative and socially liberal. Socially liberal is bad. Socially liberal is far, far, far left. And let me tell you why. Because I believe in freedom. I don't believe in that socially liberal crap. I don't believe in that like the special treatments and the protected classes. I believe in equality and freedom, like period, like just freedom. I would love to show you the back of my shirt, but I'd have to move some stuff to get up and like turn around. But you can actually see it if you go to the website, Liberty or Death Apparel Company, which is like right here, right? It's the logo. Am I pointing at it? I can't tell because even like what I'm looking at is lagging too. Maybe it's over there. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, like, and this is, and honestly, like, I wasn't really that offended by people calling me a libertarian, to be 100% honest. However, when the Libertarian Party went from being about, I don't know, when it came to the 2016 election, when the Libertarian Party chose Gary Johnson and that holy crap, what is happening with your brain vice president pick, the guy who endorsed Hillary while he was still running, over Austin Peterson, who was a legit fiscally conservative, like freedom loving, constitutional loving guy, by a fairly decent margin, I was like, there you go. There you go. That's all. I couldn't stand it. And ever since that point, I'm like, no, them fighting words. Don't you dare call me a libertarian. Oh man, video leg is getting worse. It's because I moved. All right. My hands are going in my pockets. I'm not moving anymore. I'm sorry. It's okay, James. It's all right. I forgive you. I moved too much. Frames couldn't keep up. I did see another question though. Tea Party or Patriot Party? Neither. Hey, did we catch up? Are we back? All right, cool. Sorry, I moved. I was trying to like point to the logo thing. I know it was my fault. I'll learn. I got excited. Do I think the Civil Rights Act should be done away with? No. I don't think that the Civil Rights Act should be done away with. I think it sucks. I think it sucks that we had to put laws on the books to fix the Democrat laws that were put into place, Jim Crow and all that. But I think that all protected statuses should go away. I think that all, what do you call it? You got protected class, and I think affirmative action should go away. Because it's not equality. You know, nobody has an excuse anymore. Nobody has an excuse as to why they can't succeed in this country. You know, like it's not, there's no excuses. None. It doesn't matter what side of the tracks you're born on. It doesn't matter which state you're born in. It doesn't matter. Everybody has the same rights, freedoms, opportunity, so on, to do things, to live their lives, and to succeed in this country. Doesn't it give groups special rights? It really depends on which Civil Rights Act you're talking about. I think the 90s, George Bush did one in the 90s that was okay. I know the second or third Civil Rights Act in the 60s was really bad. It kind of went along with the Great Society, and it really brought that affirmative action really kind of like up to the forefront. Yeah, so maybe that one you might want to look into, but for the most part, if a law is in place to make sure that people have equality, it's good. It's good. And I think, though, that the constitutional amendments really do that. However, the problem with the 14th Amendment, I think it was, they needed a enforcement act to go along with that. The constitutional amendment itself did not cover it well enough. So they actually had to make another law, which actually expires It actually expires after a certain amount of time, so they have to re-up it. And then when they re-up it, that's when they start adding all these extra things and all the extra protections and stuff. It's in my book, actually. Wrote about it. Check it out. It's cheap and it's short. I was definitely not alive in the 60s. No. I am a big history guy. I love history. That's why the first book I ever wrote in my life was about history. And I think with history and real history and true history, you have to know your history in order to like know today, you know? And if you know your history, then you can actually sit there and really kind of have a little more credibility when you're talking about certain things, you know? Because I mean, it's what is today. Today is because of yesterday. And what we're dealing with today is because of what we're dealt with or let happen, you know, for decades. Have I ever considered being a history teacher? Well, no, but I've been told that by my wife almost daily. You can look up the book in the description of this video. I think it's the very top link. I am proud of it. It is short, but I am proud of it. Who will play you in the movie version of your book? And more importantly, who will play me? Who will play me? Gosh, I don't know. All the good actors are dying. Yeah, I don't know. I hate millennial actors. Like, I do not like them. I cannot stand them. New movies are horrible. Horrible. There's very few people I like. Charlie Hunnam, I like him. He's pretty good. You know, but like even now I'm like Jason Statham, but he's old now too. Gosh, I feel old. I feel so old when I watch movies nowadays. American history would be fun to teach. You bet it would be fun to teach. Especially since you'd be like, if you worked for like the public school system, you'd go in there, like act like you're just kind of chilling, just kind of hanging out, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm one of them. You know, Stalin's my bestie and big fan. Like totally love the dude. Like Lenin, like really had it down. Like it was awesome. You know what I mean? Like USSR, like for America, dude, totally. And then like you get to class and you're like, yo, the Civil War wasn't about slavery. I'd be fired in the first day. There was another question. How old am I? Guess. Let's play a game. This is one of my favorite games. Guess. How old do you think I am? Gosh, the lag sucks. It really sucks. Even when I'm out live streaming, like events and stuff, like the lag, like I'll sit there and I'll ask a question or answer somebody's question and I'm all, oh, there you are. Okay, cool. Kelly Joe guesses 34. All right. Any other guesses? Zed. 29, 34, 38, 27, 37. James is the winner. Nope, James is it. Now, you should really... I'll play this game again. I know most of you guys will probably remember. But if I were to, like, shave and cut my hair... yeah, I get more into those 20s. It's really weird. But I have a lot of gray hair. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can see it. So like, yeah. Not taking my hat off though. But good job, James. Good job. 37. I am Gen Y. Call me a millennial, and that's almost as bad as being called libertarian. So, 1984. Right on the cusp. Right on the cusp. Wait, what did you say, James? Oh, James Allred said 27. Nope, sorry, James. Not you. Just James. The artist only known as James. Got it with 37. Andrew, thank you. Thank you. I have put a lot of work into this channel. I have tried a lot of things. This is the first time I have ever done this. In 6 years, this is the very first time I have ever done a live stream in my studio, just chatting and hanging out with you guys. This is the very first time. And my moderators, these 75th Ranger guys, they're going to be so mad because I didn't tell them before I did it. It's okay. It's okay. They're a bunch of great guys. There's a link to there. If you're a veteran, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there really quick. If you're a veteran and you like gaming, go to my description, go down to the bottom there, and you'll see a link to the 75th Ranger Regiment. I don't remember all of that stuff, all the rest of it, but it's a group of vets, and there's other people too, not just vets, but mostly vets who they play games, they talk, they do a lot of stuff. It's really kind of like a support group for people who've gone through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check them out. If you're a veteran, check them out. If you're not a veteran, but you're kind of going through a lot of stuff and you might be able to relate to some of these guys, check them out. Space Frog, how do you weigh millennials in Instagrams? You bet. That is awesome. That is amazing. That is fantastic. My fountain of youth. You want to know what my fountain of youth is? My fountain of youth is country cooking. You betcha. Bacon. Eat a lot of pig. If you want to live a long time, guys, eat a lot of pig. For millennia, pig was considered bad. Yeah, eat a lot of pig. Don't do the tofu stuff. Don't do soy. Don't do it. You will age very quickly. Do not eat the and home cooking. Eat a lot, like, cook food. Cook real food. Learn how to do it. It's really not hard. Like, go call your great-great-grandma or find her cookbook if you can't call her. But, like, eat real food. Eat real food. Don't survive off of Hot Pockets and processed crap. Like, real food. You'll live forever. My great-grandfather, he never ate a processed piece of food ever, like a frozen dinner or anything like that, ever. He lived until he was 97 years old. Come on. Why don't cannibals like to eat millennials? They're too salty. It's awesome. James, hey, we were doing really well there. Don't you tell me that you're a vegan. Don't you tell me you're a vegan. Last week, did the wheelchair guy try to get rough with you? Well, he talked like he was going to. That's about it. Oh, I missed one. Where'd it go? Man, hate it when I miss a comment or something. Like, it catches my eye and I'm like, ooh, I want to get back to that. And then, like, it disappears. So sad. You've been vegan for 31 years and your health is great? Really? Oh. So my wife's family, they like that healthy stuff, like gluten-free and vegetables and so on. Like, don't get me wrong, I like vegetables. Like, I will have a meal of just like broccoli and cauliflower and corn, and I'll do that. But I got it, like, in the morning, if I don't have protein, if I don't at least have like an egg or two or some sausage or something, like, I am angry. I'm not angry. I actually cannot function. I feel dumb. Like, I feel slow. Like, I have to have some protein and not just peanuts or peanut butter. Like, I need like meat, or else I'm really sluggish, or I just don't eat. If I don't eat all day, then usually I'm okay then as well. But like I have to have meat in my diet. James, I'm sorry. Like I really am sorry. Ugh, eat bacon. You'll tack on probably 50 years to your lifespan if you just eat some bacon. You used to run a vegan conservative group in Portland? I bet that didn't last very long. First of all, a conservative group in Portland. That's scary all in itself. But then adding conservative or adding vegan to that, was there a lot of people? And how did you find them? How could you find? I have a hard time finding conservatives in Portland, period. But finding, like, it's a very small subgroup that you were able to capitalize on somehow. I'm impressed. I think we can be friends. Yep. Wheels is definitely a jerk. Yes. He's a total douche nozzle. Look at me using a millennial Gen Z word. Vegan conservative activists. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be a cool rally though? You'd have a bunch of like gun-toting conservatives like holding a rally, and it's a vegan rally. It's like, hey, stop eating meat and stop killing God's creatures. That would be amazing. Could you imagine American flags at a vegan rally? Wow. 25 members or so? That's impressive. It's impressive. I just love meat too much. And I don't like soy. Soy is bad. It's really bad. And just meat's so good. Like why? Why would you go vegan? I don't get why people would do it. We were put on top of the food chain for a reason. Slow cooked pig is the best. Yeah, you bet. You bet. That's true. If you had a bunch of gun-toting vegans out there, you would definitely know what the guns were for. You bet. 100%. Probably, they probably have some of them ghost guns. You guys remember ghost guns? With that shoots like 30,000 rounds a second ghost gun. That's got a removable clip, and oh man, that guy was nuts. Behind Enemy Lines is live. Oh man, I forgot again to go check out his truck. What is wrong with me? Ooh, no. I will not eat some vegan pizza. I won't do it. I'm not going to do the cauliflower crust either. So my wife's family is very big into that whole like eating healthy thing. And I won't do it. I'll meet you at Mod, and I'll have like my like heart attack pizza, and you can have your pesto and cauliflower crust. I'm not going to do it. Oh, it's horrible. Ugh. What's Jake doing? Is he like filming like an event or something? The other day he was filming driving up to Tacoma. That was weird. I don't think there's I don't know of anything going on today. Oh, pray you never get lactose intolerant. I will continue to drink milk. It could kill me. I don't care. I won't stop. I'm actually allergic to shellfish. It does not agree with me at all. Shellfish really messes me up. I still eat it because it is delicious. It is nummy. And so I will not stop eating it. Nope. I love avocados. My wife is deathly allergic to avocados, so I haven't had an avocado in a long time. But worth it because she's awesome. But yeah, like I don't hate vegetables. Like I love vegetables too. Just cooked and not kale. Let's see. Hey, I guess I could try this since we're here, right? Hold on. Let me see if I can find Jake's truck and see if this will work and if it doesn't kill my stream while I'm doing it. Twitter.com. I can't see you guys right now or what you're saying, so I hope that you're all still with me. Yes, that is my number. Thank you for asking, Twitter. And we're going to go find Behind Enemy Lines. So again, guys, this is the first time I'm doing this whole live thing. So, like, who knows? Maybe this is going to be awesome. Oops, that's not Jake. Nope, not Jake at all. Hey, does anybody know Jake's? I'm going to come back to you guys. Does anybody know Jake's Twitter? I'll show you guys the pictures if I can. If any of you guys know his Twitter handle. Neanderthal Behind Enemy Lines. I assume that would be. Oh, there's Jake. Okay, so I found Jake. And now we're going to go. Oh gosh. That's not good. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to save that picture so I can post that up there for you guys here in a second. And I think there's more pictures here. Man, that sucks. I know the feeling. I know you guys are not seeing what I'm looking at right now, but you will shortly. Doing this live. Bear with me. At least I'm not moving too much. I gotta turn the vibrate off of my phone. I know you guys can't hear it, but it is super annoying to me. Yeah, I found him. So here comes his pictures. I'm gonna do this. So image. I'll do this. Studio. Again, I apologize, guys. First time doing this good stuff. So. Bear with me, bear with me. Y'all still there? Y'all still there? Okay, cool. All right. So here comes first picture. Browse. Downloads. And bam, transition. Check that out. Cool. So there is the first picture. And I think you guys can still hear me, I'm hoping. And we're going to go ahead and set up second picture here. Doing this on the fly. And bam. Oops. Just kidding. I'll fix that. And bam. There you go. And there is that one. Thank you. Thank you for saying that I do a great Kermit the Frog impression. My cell phone bill will not be astronomical, I hope. As far as if they did it at his house or not, I do believe so. I think that they came to his house and did it. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. I definitely don't. It just sucks. Like I've been there, done that. They have not smashed any windows of mine. Previously, like all I've gotten so far is tires slashed, lots of tires slashed, lots and lots of tires slashed. And I've gotten like weird grease poured all over my truck at the time. But yeah, it sucks. Definitely sucks. I've had a lot of rocks and bricks and stuff thrown at my vehicles. That happened back when I went down to San Francisco. I had a mob of people throwing rocks and bricks at my truck. In my car. That was good times. Not good times at all. Insurance never covered mine. But again, I didn't have a broken window. So insurance should cover that. For some reason, it depends on your insurance too. When will somebody do that to one of the Antifa blockers? I do not condone it. I do not condone the violence, to be honest. Yeah, I cannot condone that. Cannot condone that action. Well, let's see, what time is it? It is 5. It's almost 5. So I got about 5 more minutes. So does anybody have any more questions? I mean, this was cool. This was fun. I'm glad it worked. I'm glad that this worked. I'm going to actually start scheduling stuff like this. I'm going to start kind of doing this stuff more often. If they put something in his tank that ruined his truck completely, then yes, insurance should cover that for sure. And that is horrible. It's horrible. It really is horrible. But I want to thank you guys for watching and hanging out. We've been doing this for an hour and almost 20 minutes. So, I mean, that's this was fun. This was fun. I do have a show. Like, there's a couple topics and stuff that I want to do. So I'm going to be doing this again, definitely. I might even pick a day where we do this, or I might just do it sporadically all the time and just see if you guys are paying attention. I love seeing like the regular faces. Like I appreciate all you guys who come out here all the time and you know, always watching. Like I really appreciate all of you guys and everybody who's supported me over the years. It has been awesome. That's why you rent a car? No, that's legit. I've actually rented cars to go to areas that I knew was going to be bad. Andrew Duncombe actually rented a car to go to a bad rally one time and ended up destroying the rental car. And he did get the insurance, but they destroyed it. And the worst thing about it is like people like Andrew and people like Demi, who will be maybe hitting the streets again here pretty soon. Black conservatives, like they're enemy number one to these people. And they want to talk about the right being racist. Come on. Like, you want to see racism? Go to an Antifa rally and see a black conservative waving a flag and just watch what happens. Watch what happens to the crowd and how just horrible they become. Like, it's ridiculous. From your observations, has Antifa expanded or contracted in Portland since Biden came into office? They've definitely slowed down. They're definitely not as active as they were. Like, even, so I talked a lot about, or not a lot, I talked a little bit about March 6th, right? How Antifa has been planning this call to action or whatever on March 6th. And they didn't do like a march and stuff like they usually do. What they did was they spread out and like did straight up guerrilla warfare. Like they lit a building on fire, Portland Public School headquarter building on fire, and like burned out a truck. And they've smashed a couple windows in a couple other places and lit a couple dumpsters on fire in various places. And same thing in Seattle. Like, I actually went up to Seattle that night and there was no crowd to go find. It was just sporadic here and there. Like, I ended up watching the police blotter, and it was like a spot over here and a spot like just different parts of town where it was like vandalism and then a small fire and like all over the place. Like, it was crazy. So there was no way that I could even like come close to like zipping around town. And I was tired already by that point in time. So I just drove the 2.5 hours home. But I think possibly when the summer comes, they might, ramp up again. But even the Black Lives Matter stuff. Like, I made that video, like I was joking around. I went downtown Portland and I was like, it's Saturday night. The weather's beautiful. And there's nobody protesting. They have achieved equal justice. Right. They're not doing much. Like, the whole, Minneapolis will probably go crazy if the cops acquitted. Portland might, but it's not going to be another 100 days. Like, I don't really believe it's going to be another 100 days. The funniest thing is that they say that it had nothing to do with Trump. But yeah, I think it does. So like this Friday, they're going to go down to the ICE building and they're going to go, but it's not the ICE building that they usually go to. They're going to the immigration building in the Pearl District in Portland. And they're going there on Friday. And all they did when they went last time, when they chased me around town, was they spray painted it. But they smashed the Chase Bank windows, and I think it was Chipotle, smashed their windows, and a couple other places. So it's like, what do you really stand for, fella? Have you ever met a nice but otherwise misguided Antifa person? Yes. Yes, I have. A few of them, actually. Like, I had a decent relationship with some of the OG Antifa people back in the old days. Like, we had really good conversations. We would talk to each other on Twitter and Facebook. There's like 2 or 3 of them that reached out to me and they were like, hey, so like, we've been listening to you, paying attention to you, and we realized that you're not a Nazi. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, I didn't know it was that hard to figure out, but whatever. And like we've had like good conversations. And even now there's 2 guys. It's one of the main reasons why I still have my Twitter. I have 2 guys that I talk to on a semi-regular basis. One of them is probably watching right now. And the other one actually doesn't have YouTube, never watches any of my stuff. They just saw me on Twitter arguing with somebody one day, and they came and started talking crap. And I was like, bro, you don't even know who I am. Like, maybe get to know me for a second. And then since then, we've had some really decent conversations, and he asks me questions about things and how I feel about things. And we end up agreeing on a lot of stuff, we agree on a lot of stuff. We don't agree on some stuff too, but we agree on a lot of things. And the funniest thing too is that the guy who is probably watching right now or will be watching later, he and I agree on a lot of things too. Now he doxes me a lot. Like he'll sit there and he'll see me in Portland and he will like take a picture of me and he'll be like, "Hey, Robert was out filming today." And he like does a lot of that, but whatever. I think it's mainly innocent because we do have a lot of really good conversations and he tells me a lot of things. So I think it's innocent. And he has actually asked me one time if he wanted me to shut it down. Like if I wanted him to take down the tweets and posts, and I'm like, nah, it's okay. It's no big deal. Like it's the people already know I'm out there. It's fine. I was stupid enough to live stream it. They know I'm there. So yeah, I will definitely give Villain your guys' best for sure. Yeah, OG is original gangster. Pretty much somebody who's been doing it for a long time. Somebody who is part of the original posse, shall we say. So yeah. Cool. This has been fun. Like I'm stoked. I am stoked. I hope that I can just continue to use my phone as a hotspot. In theory, I've got some Starlink Elon Musk materials like coming this way. So that might give me good enough internet to just do this without using my phone as a hotspot. But yeah, it's cool. I'm stoked. People are individuals. We have to get past the us and them mentality. Nothing is true. Space Frog, you're a conservative. You are a conservative. Period. Just period. Space Frog, stop with the whole leftist charade. Okay? You are a conservative. You're a right winger because leftists don't believe in individualism. They don't believe in the individual. They don't believe in personal responsibility. You stop faking it. You stop it. I'm from now on, whenever you say anything lefty, I'll be like, nope. Faker. You have a good night too, Angela. Have I ever considered using my platform to organize other CSCs? I never did. I never did think along those lines. I never wanted to. I started a group back in the day, and not back in the day. It wasn't that long ago, a couple months ago, and it became too much, so we shut it down. But I am starting to use my platform a little bit to let people know about some things happening. Like for instance, in Olympia in Washington, there's 2 big events happening on Saturday, right? So like, I like telling people about that because I really want people to show up. I want people to start getting out there. And I really believe that like people need to start getting up. So I'm going to, keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep preaching freedom, and I'm going to keep trying to guilt people into getting off their couches and going and waving a flag or a sign or something. Because if we can get more people will pay attention. It's important. Do you know any follow-up on Ray, as in Rihanna? Did that guy who gave her his phone number and offered to help tutor her son ever follow through? No, that guy did not. No. But as far as I know, Rihanna's doing pretty good. We talk once in a while, occasionally. But I think she's doing well. That day was amazing. Especially the footage of the tear gas canisters just zipping over can't move too much or it'll buffer. But the tear gas canisters just popping up like that, just nuts. That was awesome. That was amazing footage. And she just didn't care. She was like, everybody, you need to stop acting bad. Oh, it was cool. So the next time I do this, I'm going to set it up. I'll have it previously set up. So that way, if I'm going to talk about a couple like videos and stuff like that, like I'll have them queued up and everything so I can just swap back and forth to them and show you guys some pictures. Like I'm going to do, I'm going to do, like, my next show is about some headlines that I've seen recently that are just like, you've got to be kidding me. So, yeah, it should be fun. I might be doing that tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll do that tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Space Frog, you're a centrist? Pick a side, bro. Pick a side. I'm just kidding. It's okay that you're a centrist, as long as you're a common sense centrist. Am I a salty? I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what that means. I said I was going to be done at 5, and it's now like later than that. Whatever, I'll keep going. Am I a salty? I keep on seeing Salty Army represents or whatever getting put on there, but I don't know what that means. I don't know what Salty Army or are you a salty? Like, I don't know what that means. I really am not good at keeping up on like the pop culture trends. Like, you asked me about something that happened in like the 1940s or the 1840s or like sometime in between or even a little bit after, like, I got you. But if you try to quiz me on stuff that's been happening since 1990 and beyond, I'll go 1996 and beyond. I am not good at it. I'm really not. Pop culture is not my friend. It's not my friend. Salty Cracker on YouTube. All right, I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to check out the Salty Cracker on YouTube. Is he good? Is he funny? Is he smart? Does he have a cult following? You know, the funniest thing about this is that hey, EFO, you eat that hamburger and cheese. My wife is actually making me 7-layer dip and without guacamole. So I don't know what that 7th layer is going to be, but I'm super stoked because I know like 2 of those layers is hamburger. So it's going to be amazing. Holy crap. Tony, thank you. See, now you can see like my actual legit like response to this. Thank you, Tony. Like, that is amazing. That is amazing. $99 super chat. Like, I honestly don't know what to say. When people donate and when people like send stuff, like I get speechless. And you know, the funniest thing too is like, so when people send me stuff on super chat or like PayPal and stuff, like, it's not like, it's almost kind of impersonal, right? It's just like I see it and it really means a lot. Like, it renders me speechless sometimes. But let me tell you what really like messes me up is I've had a couple times where people, like, I'll go out and I'll film something and they come up and they hand me like a couple bucks and I don't ever look at it. I just grab it, put it in my pocket, but I don't know what to say because it messes me up. Like, because I don't know how to react. You know what I mean? Like, it's so cool. Like, whenever anybody donates to me, super chat or PayPal or Venmo or hands me stuff, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know an appropriate response that can actually like show you my gratitude. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate it more than anything. Like, honestly, truly, like you guys, Tony, you know, you guys make it so I can keep doing this, so I can keep going out and filming like the crazy and filming the good and filming the bad. And, you know, without you guys and without all the people watching, without you guys who come out here every time I do a live and watch every video I put out, like, it's you guys that make it so this is possible. I really, really appreciate all of you very, very much. Like, it's, yeah, like, I honestly don't know what to say. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tony. It really, 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 really means a lot. You know, and like, I hate watching some of these things where like the guys like they do these super chats and they're like, "Hey, Tony," and that's it, right? Like, no, like, I want you to know that I appreciate you. I really, really, really want you to know I appreciate you. Because I really, really do. And I'll continue to tell you until I know that you know how much I appreciate you. Do you mind sharing some of the people that gave you inspiration, podcast, books, etc.? My inspiration comes from Thomas Jefferson, John Locke, yeah. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't I had some people. One of probably the best inspiration I ever had was a man named Tony Snow. A lot of you probably have never heard of him, unless you were really involved with the Bush administration and really followed the Bush administration. But even before then, Tony Snow was the best talk radio host this country has ever seen. Now, I'm not trying to take away from Rush. Rush was definitely very good. I actually personally wasn't a Rush baby, which was a term that I've heard a lot of lately. Like I was not a Rush baby. I did listen to Rush occasionally, but I didn't necessarily like Rush's the way he came across sometimes. He was a little brash sometimes. And Tony Snow, however, Tony Snow was part of the OG talk radio guys with Dennis Prager and Mitch, what's his name? And with Rush and those guys. Like he was part of Michael Medved, some of those other guys, right? But Tony Snow was the most common sense conservative I've ever witnessed in my life. And he just had a way of talking to people. When he was the press secretary for Bush Jr., I watched. It was the first time I ever watched press conferences, and I watched him. And the way he would just own the press crowd, the press corps. They'd sit there and they'd kind of come at him and with a challenge, and he's like, I mean, obviously you want to stop people coming from across the border. Like, do you have a door on your house? Like, seriously, why do you have a door in your house? No, why do you have a door in your house? Why don't you just let people in your house? Nothing? Crickets? Okay, cool. Thanks. Next question. Like, it was amazing. And he would say everything in a very common sense kind of way. It was awesome. And so Tony Snow is probably my most recent current inspiration. I'm a great admirer of his. When he died of cancer, he quit the press corps. He resigned from being the press secretary, and he spent the rest of his life, which was short, very short, on radio. And I don't think I missed a single show. Like the guy was incredible. If there was any way that you could find, a sorry, my wife texted me and I went to my phone instead of my watch, so that's not fun. But if you could find like some recordings of his or whatever, like it was amazing. He was amazing. If he would have been amazing to have right now. You talk about somebody who would deliver red pills, that would definitely be it. Tony McDaniel, either man up and fight or shut up and take their pill. I can't do it on my own. Well, you don't really need to fight. Self-defense is good, but you don't really need to fight. But definitely need to stand up. 100%. Everybody needs to stand up for sure. Triple Play, welcome. This is not the end. Even if YouTube shuts me down, like I'm still going to find a way. I do have some links in the description, Rumble, and some other things. But unfortunately, we're kind of stuck. I mean, even if push comes to shove, nope, I won't go to Facebook because Facebook keeps shutting me down. So even if I get demonetized again, I'll still do this. If they take away my live streaming capabilities, I'll still put up posts. I think she did text to get out of the barn, probably. Well, she's up at her sister's house, cooking my 7-layer dip. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad other people know who. I'm so glad that a lot of you guys know who Tony Snow is. Like that. That's awesome. Like that's amazing. That's very cool. I mean, he was great. He was great. definitely an inspiration. But yeah, I should probably end this. But hey, thanks guys. I'm gonna go for real this time, and this was fun. I really enjoyed this. This was a good time. You got to see me being like me, and I got to answer some questions, and I'll be going through and watching this to see how the quality and all that stuff was. But if this holds up, then I think we might have a winning deal. And then I'm going to bring in a phone line, and you guys can call it, and we can actually like chat and debate and have some conversations. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to. I like talking to people. I do enjoy talking to people virtually, not in person, unless I'm disagreeing with you. I'll debate with you all day. But, yeah, I'm really socially awkward. I get it. All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you all again later. Bye.